Hey, how are we doing today? Welcome to What Does This Button Do? And we're in our studio in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's the ocean today. Doesn't it look beautiful?
A little choppy.
Little choppy, not too bad. We'll go with that. So we have a show for you today, and it has to do with Zoom.
Right.
Episode number 244. It's an educational show about smartphones and technology with us geeks on tour. And we just love being here. If you're on YouTube, please go ahead and click the bell. Subscribe. That's the important thing. And if you click the bell, you get notified of whenever we go live. And if you're over on Facebook, thanks for coming and give us
a like
on all the things that you need to do. We like to start out with a quick tip. Chris has one for you right here.
This show is primarily for beginners, but we have just a quick little tip of something I think is really exciting about Zoom that you may not know.
This is Chris Gould with Geeks on Tour. I use Zoom for online meetings with people a lot, and I just love the feature where it will live transcribe, give you closed caption of everything that's being said. Let me show you how. To use live transcription, you need a paid account, and only the host can enable live description. Then you click the three dots and click on Live Transcript. Enable Auto Transcription. And that's all for the host. Now, if you're not a host, you click on the live transcript and you can request that the host enable it. Then each participant will have the ability to either show or hide the subtitles. You can also go into subtitle settings and change the size. It's really quite amazing, and especially that it comes with Zoom for no extra charge as long as you have a paid account.
Cool.
You used to have to pay thousands of dollars for something
like that. To get a transcription
like
that, you'd have to send it out, and it wasn't as accurate as this is. Amazingly accurate, even with technical terms.
And in addition to just the closed caption along the bottom, you can get an entire transcript of the meeting and save that transcript if you so desire.
Yeah, cool. Well, anyway, I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
And here with Chris, we are Geeks on Tour. Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? And do you have questions about your iPad or your Android phone? And how do you learn about these amazing devices?
Well, we are geeks, also known as propeller heads, but we are geeks who teach. And we think the best way to learn is on a regular basis. So we come up with this show. We pick a topic every couple weeks or so and go into a little bit of depth. If you come to all of our shows, I guarantee you will be learning a lot about technology. And then to review any of it, it's all on our website at geeksontour.com.
Okay, Chris, where are we now?
We're home and just stayed home all week, but it was like Christmas for you, right?
Oh, got a new phone, got a Pixel 7 Pro. My old phone was giving me some issues. It was not holding a charge any longer, and it was getting kind of long in the tooth. It didn't have 5G either. So when I saw this and looked at the specs for the camera, whoa, look at the telephoto on that thing.
The yellow arrow, the yellow arrow at the top of the screen there is pointing to this little lizard that is on that bottom step. And then he zoomed in. I don't know, that's probably about 5x in the middle there. And then it's the 10x optical, and it can go all the way to 30x.
Right. And it has a great macro or wide angle that turns into a macro that does a pretty cool job. I'm Couldn't get that close to the lizard, though.
I'll bet we'll be hearing more about this camera as we go on.
I don't doubt that a bit. Okay, I do want to say hi to some of our live viewers. Let's see, who do we have here? Bunch of you, thanks for showing up. Glastonbury Tom, okay, Ron. Andrew, good to see you, sir. Jolin, and thank you so much for your help yesterday with putting this show together. We'll see a little bit of John later on. Richard, good to see you, sir. Monrovia, California, not Canada. 64 degrees. Well, looks like a beautiful day. Bill and Karen, sunny Willamette Valley of Oregon. Okay, and we're looking forward to presenting it. Barbara E., good to see you. Okay, we'll get back to see the rest of you later on. But a special thank you to our premium members. You make all of this work possible. We love doing this stuff. We love presenting it to you. And keep up the good work. Remind our premium members there's a backstage pass. It's a Zoom meeting. So right after this show, we'll put it all to work.
We'll get to practice everything we talked about.
But that's a regular thing after these button shows that we bring our premium members. That's one of the benefits of premium membership. You get a link from an email that Chris sent out earlier today, or you can go to the website geeksontour.com and get the link at the member login page there.
Zoom meeting basics. You know, one of the main reasons that we do these shows is because I like to learn, and putting together a lesson plan for every topic we do, I learn a lot. This week was no exception. We're trying to just stick to the basics, and yet even on the basics, there's a lot to know. So I want to just jump right in with a little pre-recorded segment about just joining your first Zoom meeting. Hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks on Tour, and this tutorial video is about using Zoom for online meetings. This lesson is your very first Zoom meeting. How do you join it? First of all, what equipment do you need? Your laptop is perfect. It has a camera built in, and it has microphone built in. Now, if you're in a noisy environment, you might want to use a headset instead or some earbuds, but today's laptops, the microphone that's built in is pretty good. So to join a Zoom meeting for the very first time, you do not need an account in Zoom. All you need is the meeting ID of the meeting you want to join. Let me show you what I mean. You just go to zoom.us and click Join a Meeting. Now, I was told, or I got a text message or something, that the meeting ID is, and you click Join. If this is the very first time you've done this on this computer, you will be asked to download just a tiny little Zoom app. I clicked OK. Big orange arrow says click on Zoom, and it installs. Very easy. It asks what name I want to appear for me. I can just type Chris and join meeting. And you get the opportunity to say whether or not you want to join with video. And you also do want to join with computer audio. Hi, Jim.
Hello.
This is the way it opens up at first, but if I click on gallery view, now it puts us in our own little boxes here. And if you need to sneeze, you might want to mute your audio. You do that by just clicking on the microphone. Now he can't hear me. All right, now show him what it looks like for your side.
I can't hear you.
Oh, show him what it looks like from your side. Try muting and we'll see the little red microphone, and now we can't hear him. Same thing with the video.
But I get a message up there that tells me that I'm muted. It hears that I'm speaking, and it tells me that I've muted. It's kind of cool.
So to unmute, you just click the microphone again. Click it to
And
mute.
sometimes just pressing the space bar works too. But don't expect it to work every time.
And then the camera, the same thing. You can turn the camera off, and then it just goes to your name, turn it back on, and it comes on. But what if you need to more fine-tune? For example, I have 2 cameras on this computer, and it is the webcam that's being active. What if I don't want that? You click on the little arrow instead and switch to the different camera. There, you can see. So same thing with the microphone. I'm using a headset. If I take the headset off, I might want to change it. So these are the things that when you first join a meeting, people might say they can't see you or they can't hear you. These are the things to look at. And when you're ready to leave a meeting, you click Leave a Meeting down in the lower right-hand corner. Now there's one other way to get into a meeting. Let's say that you actually were sent a link. And here is the link in an email. So all you have to do then is just click the link. And since I've already downloaded the Zoom app, it just says Open Zoom Meetings. Join with video. Join with audio. And now I might want to make it full screen as well. Hi, Jim.
How we doing?
Doing good. And just one last thing I want to show you, and that is, what if you've moved away? You decided you needed to check your email for some reason. So you go over and you're looking at your email. Now, how do you get back to your Zoom meeting? You might be surprised to see it's not up on your browser tabs at all. That's because it's an app. It's down here on your taskbar. You click that, and now we're back. Okay. Thanks for playing. And I'm going to leave meeting. Oh, stop it. Okay.
That's fun.
Just a couple of little things that have changed since that recording. So I want to show you, I have a Zoom meeting going on my computer right now. And the first thing was switching between speaker view and gallery view. It used to say either speaker view or gallery view in the upper right. Now it just says view. And when you click on it, you get your choice of going into speaker view or gallery view or a few other options. Secondly, the icon for Zoom has just recently changed. It's very tiny down here, but instead of a blue video camera icon, it's now a circle with the word Zoom in it. So if I went somewhere else here and I needed to get that back to Zoom, I find that blue circle and back to Zoom. So just those 2 things that have changed.
Okay, and that's just recently changed. The icon is just recently
Real
changed
new,
to
yeah.
that circle on Windows PCs. It's been that way on Macs for a little bit.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So
I don't know.
but
Like
not
I
very
said,
long.
I learned a lot this week.
Okay, 2 ways to join a meeting.
So the main point there was that all you need is the meeting ID, and you can either open up the app and type it in, or you can go to zoom.us and type it in. Or even easier, if somebody sends you a link, you just click the link. If you want to test a new device or you've never been on at all, Zoom has this cool place. If you just go to a web browser and type in zoom.us/test, it has a meeting open, always open, that you can just go and see if your camera and your microphone are working. So that's pretty cool.
All right.
do
So
it.
what is Zoom?
What is Zoom?
Video calling. Well, that's part of it.
Well, yeah, a lot of people have been using FaceTime to meet up with their family. I think FaceTime allows up to 30 or something now.
Wow. Yeah.
So you'd say, why do I need Zoom? Well, the main difference with most of the video calling apps is that all participants have to have an account, and you have to connect with their account, and you have to log in. So you log in and you make a call to another person, and then you can add more people. And Zoom, one more click. Zoom, on the other hand, is specifically optimized for meetings. You only need one person with an account that hosts the meeting, and then they just send the link to everybody else. And all those other people have to do is click the link. And then there's features of Zoom that aren't in most video meetings, like sharing of screen and whiteboard and chats. And it's meant for meetings more than video calls. Although a lot of these video calls apps have gotten more and more sophisticated since the pandemic, and we all had to learn how to communicate over the internet.
What are the parts of the Zoom?
The website, see, since you don't need to have an account to be able to join a meeting, I know plenty of people who join Zoom meetings day in and day out, and yet they've never seen the website, zoom.us, but it's there. It is the under the hood stuff that's going on, whether you know it or not. So there's the website. Then there's the app. The app, either on a computer or on a mobile device, is what you use to get to the meeting room. Even if you just click on a link, it's kind of pulling up the app in the background. And then the third important item of a Zoom meeting is the host. The host controls how the meeting works, and it's the host's account that has all the settings for the meeting. And there are voluminous settings, and we're not going to go there. At the end, I'll tell you how you can learn a lot more if you want. Oh, and there's the old icon and the new icon, by the way. So if you're still seeing that old icon, you probably need to update.
Always a good idea to get your updates. Okay.
Any questions?
No.
Doesn't look like it so far, except about your Pixel. I want to know more about your Pixel.
We will be checking out my Pixel soon. Don't worry about it.
All right. So what we're going to be covering today is joining a meeting. We already started that. Managing how you see the meeting, the gallery view and the speaker view. Managing how you are seen by the meeting. So your camera issues or your virtual backgrounds, changing your display name, changing your avatar, a little bit about chat and reactions, and a little bit about screen share. So here's the first video showed you how to join a meeting using a computer. Smartphones are just great for this, but they're a little different. So let's watch this. Hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks on Tour, and I have started a Zoom meeting on my laptop, and Mr. Bear here has joined me, and Jim is going to show us how he joins using his mobile phone.
Okay, so Chris has said that she sent me an email with today's Zoom meeting. So I tap on that email, and I just have to click on the link that she sent. I have the app installed, so I'll use the Zoom app. I have to enter my name. So the audio should be on now. Do you hear me, Chris?
I do. I hear you. Hello. I don't see you yet, though.
Okay. let me turn on my start video. There I am.
There you go.
I can swipe right to see the gallery view, so everyone who's in the Zoom meeting will show up here, up to the limits of the size of the screen, of course. And if I go the other, because I was in auto driving mode, I swiped all the way over to the far left screen, and it mutes my audio and it mutes my video. When I come back to the correct screen, which is the middle screen, then the audio and video come right back on. Okay.
And then if I wanted to see where you are, can you switch the camera so that I'm looking out the back of the camera rather than the selfie?
Absolutely. I tap on the screen to bring up my camera controls, and then I have the control that goes to the other camera that switches the camera. And now you should be seeing our RV.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice? So this is our RV. I'm sitting in the front. The seat is turned around. The passenger seat is turned around, and that's the back of our van. Pretty cool. To get to the controls, you need to tap the screen.
So try sharing your screen.
All right, let's see what comes through. I'll share and screen. Careful, it says. Okay, so my video is paused during this screen share. So it's expecting me to share something that's on my screen. Tap on the screen and stop sharing.
And then say goodbye, Jim.
Goodbye, Jim. Goodbye, Chris. Goodbye, Mr. Bear. I'll tap on the screen to bring up my menu again and tap on leave in the upper right. You really want to leave the meeting? Yeah, not really, but I will. See you soon.
Okay, so joining a Zoom meeting with a phone from anywhere, and you can do all the same things. It's way cool.
How about from an iPad?
Yeah, I think a lot of people like using their iPads to join a meeting, and all you need is the Zoom app. And just be careful. There are other things that look like the Zoom icon. In fact, I think that's why they changed it. There were lots of apps that had that little blue video camera, so they changed it to this one that says Zoom. But even there's something called Zoom for Intune. You know, that's not the one you want. You want the Zoom one platform to connect. So I'm going to demo on my iPad how you join a meeting. So there is the app, Zoom. And notice here that join a meeting, that's what I'm going to do. But here is sign in. So joining a meeting means you either don't have an account, or for some reason you don't want to be signed in with your account. You can still join a meeting. All you need to know is the meeting ID. And we have a meeting all set up here, and I have the ID. And join. And now this meeting has a passcode. They don't have to, but this one does. This meeting also has a waiting room. So the host, you're the host, right?
I am the host, and I just saw the waiting room. Alice wants to be admitted. I'll admit her.
So the reason for that is for security. You don't want just anybody happening upon your meeting code and getting in. Zoom now requires that you have either a passcode or a waiting room. You don't have to have both, but this one has both. And then Zoom wants to know, will I be joining the audio on this device? Yes, with Wi-Fi cellular. Now, on an iPad, I don't see any controls. What do? You tap the screen and the controls appear. And here is the controls for gallery view. So now I am part of the meeting, but I am Alice in here. So that's how you join a meeting with an iPad. And if I want to go back to speaker view, you tap the screen, things appear, tap the screen, back to gallery view. If I want to start the video, I would tap the little camera to get rid of that red X. And there I am. I am not going to unmute because we would have a ton of echo, but I will go back to stop video. And that's how easy it is to join a Zoom meeting with an iPad. All you need is the app and the meeting ID.
Wow, thank you, Richard. We really appreciate
Wow,
you.
yeah.
It's nice to see. Okay, next slide. Meeting controls.
Yeah, so this means when you're in a meeting, there are things that you can do to change the way your screen looks. Let's watch.
Hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks on Tour, and we really like using the Zoom software for group meetings. If you do this, you need to know the difference between speaker view and gallery view. Gallery view is that button in the upper right, and you can even have multiple screens full. If you can click on the left arrow or the right arrow, you will see the other screens of gallery view. Then you have the choice to switch to speaker view. That means whoever's talking has the main part of the screen, and you can switch back and forth between gallery view and speaker view as often as you like. When you're in speaker view, whoever is on the main speaking has on the main stage. If somebody else starts talking, then it switches to their face. Even if somebody just coughs, they may take over the main speaker view. So if you want to stay with one speaker, you do what's called pinning. And you can do that in the gallery view. You find the person you want, click on the three dots on their little square, and pin. The fact that it's pinning shows up at the top. If you want to return to the auto switching speaker view, just click that button to unpin. Now, how do you control your video and audio? In the bottom left of the screen, you'll see a little microphone and a little video camera. Next to the microphone, there's an up arrow. That gives you even more options. You can change your volume there. The little video camera, if you click on it and click that up arrow, you will see the different choices you have here, like virtual background. Now, to just say, I don't want my face on the screen, you just click and put that red line through the video camera, and now it's just your icon or your logo that shows up. Same thing with the audio, you turn it on or off just by clicking on that microphone. If you want to share your screen, that's the green button in the bottom middle. The chat is very useful, so you can send a message to one participant or to the whole group by opening up this chat sidebar with that button down at the bottom. You can choose to chat with everybody or just one individual.
Okay.
Caught you by
You
surprise.
did. I didn't hear an ending. So today is just all about participating and not about being the host. There are a lot of settings that the host needs to know about and to control the meetings. This is just about getting on.
Wait, I think the previous slide.
Did I miss one?
Yeah. Just No, there. We have a second video. This,
Oh, we do.
and this is the one with Jolin too. But first, I want to say thank you to our online presenters Toastmasters Club for the sample meeting with all those people in it. You know, it's hard to get that. And if anybody perchance is interested in Toastmasters, please contact us. We love our Toastmasters over Zoom meetings. So the next video is a short one, and this is where we have Jolin, who helped us. Your video controls are a little bit different if somebody in the meeting is sharing their screen. So watch this. So Jim is making me host so that I can give Jolin the ability to share her screen. You might have noticed more buttons have appeared down here. And if you just click on security, you can allow participants to share their screens. And now she should be able to share her screen. And then I'll show you some of the screen options available. So there, she has shared a screen of Hilton Head Island Computer Club, which is where she is. And right now, the participants are up along the top, but I can change that. I can view and side-by-side speaker. That will put Jolin and only Jolin at the side of the screen share, but then I can't see everybody else. That view side-by-side gallery means I will be able to see others, and I can even scroll through them. Other choices are hide non-video participants. That means anybody that doesn't have their camera on will go away in the gallery view. And hide self view, which means you don't see yourself.
Okay. Got that one.
Okay. Yes, got that one.
All right. So, joining meeting. We just talked about that. Changing your display name. You want to do that one?
Okay. So this is, if you've ever been on Zoom, you probably know how to change your display name if you're on a computer. But so this little video, I changed the display name on a computer, on an iPad, on an iPhone, and on an Android.
This is Chris Gould
Buckle
with
in.
Geeks on Tour. And in this tutorial video, I want to show you how, when you are in a Zoom meeting, you can change the name on your square, the name that other people will see for you. And I'm going to show you how on computer, iPad, iPhone, and Android phone. Here we go. I'm on a Windows PC here, and this is my screen, Chris Gould. Let's say that I want to change my name to Mrs. Geek. The easy way to do it on a computer is just click those little three dots and rename. And I can make it be anything I want. And change. Now you see the new name. Now, where do you see everybody's name? It's down here under participants, and you can also change the name there. Participants, this one I could click the three dots there and rename. But here's where you see everybody's name. It's under participants. To get rid of this screen, you click on this little down arrow and close. You know, don't, as I have been known to do in the past, don't show the participants panel and then click the X to close it, because if you click the X, you're leaving the meeting. So no, you click this little down. I'm now going to show you how to change names on an iPad. On an iPad, first of all, you're not going to find the little three dots on your tile. What you do is tap the screen until you see the tools appear at the top, Then tap on the Participants button. Find yourself there, tap on it, and rename. And I want this clear that this video is coming from an iPad, so I'm naming my tile Chris iPad. On the iPhone, some functions are handled by swiping left and right, like switching from speaker view to gallery view or seeing more of the gallery. But to change names, it's very similar. You tap the screen till the controls appear. You'll see participants down at the bottom. Find your participant, tap, and you can rename. But there's another way. Just long press on your image and the option to rename comes up. I like that one. So just touch and hold on your picture. You can rename it that way. So you see how Mr. Bear is named Mr. Bear. Let's say he's decided he wants to be called Captain Bear. He's on an Android device. So let me show you how that's working. And on an Android, if you tap the screen, the controls appear and you will see participants, and there is Mr. Bear, and that is me on this device. Tap it and you can rename. But you can also, just as with the iPhone, touch and hold on your screen and rename. And we'll call him Captain Bear. Okay. Your name is changed to Captain Bear.
Okay. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Gee, nobody commented on the cook in the kitchen.
Oh, well.
They might have to rewatch. I figured you were a scene stealer. Nobody'd be listening to me. What he did, he set up a portal, a Facebook portal that he will run a Zoom meeting and the camera will follow you. So it's great for cooking, for sharing your cooking. You're going to do a cooking show sometime, right?
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen.
Okay. Oh,
All
Jolin
right.
noticed him in the kitchen.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah, scene stealer. Virtual backgrounds then.
Virtual backgrounds. So in that picture there, you see I'm really not on a hillside overlooking the Golden Gate Bridge. That is a virtual background. And the way you get there is by clicking the little up arrow by the video. And I can demo this on this.
Okay.
So you can see that I do currently have this virtual background. If I click the up arrow by video and click choose virtual background, and if I go to none, now you can see that we do have a green screen. Now, usually you won't. When I'm at my computer, I don't have a green screen. So it's important, if you don't have a green screen, don't click that you do, because it won't look very good. In fact, let me show you the difference here. So I'm going to put it back to the Golden Gate Bridge and close this. And notice how nice and clean. There's no fuzziness, there's no disappearing. But if I go in, oops, I didn't mean that. If I go in and choose virtual background and tell it I don't have a green screen, then notice how I have things kind of disappear. Still not too bad, and that's because we have really good lighting here. But that's what it is. Now, if you have pictures of your own that you want, you have to click this plus here and add images. And so it looks like I have some pictures from Italy here. And if I open one up, I can now make Florence. I can be in Florence. So every time you want a new picture, you click the plus. So that is the virtual backgrounds. And if you don't want a virtual background, you click none. One of the other really nice options, I think, is blur my background. So if you're in a real room, not just a green background, nobody will notice the dirty dishes behind you if you just blur the background. Okay, so that is backgrounds.
Cool.
Next, profile photos. So setting your profile photo, you notice when you turn off the camera, do you want it to just be your name or do you want it to be a picture? And here's how to do that.
This is Chris Gould with Geeks on Tour. If you use Zoom to have group meetings, maybe you've noticed that some people, when they turn off their camera, it just has their name, and some it has their photo. If yours only has your name and you'd like your photo, that's what I'm going to show you how to do. So here we are in a Zoom meeting, and notice that Alice is here, but it just has her name. If I turn off my camera, my video, stop video, you'll see a picture. When Mr. Bear turns off his video, you just see his name. So what's the difference? It's because I've logged in with my Zoom account and I have a profile photo set up in my Zoom account. So that's what Alice needs to do. She's going to leave this meeting and we're going to take care of that. And then she'll come back in and we'll see the difference. So she needs to go to zoom.us. And if you don't have an account at all, you click sign up, it's free. Give it your email and continue. They'll send a code to your email that you can continue and create a password. Now, Alice realizes that she does have an old account that she'd forgotten all about. She's looked up her username and password so she can sign in. She is now in her zoom.us account page, but notice there's no picture. You go to Profile, click where her picture should be, and choose a file. We have a photo of her. There we go. Isn't she cute? No wonder she wants her picture to show up. So now when she joins a meeting, she can have a picture. Let's see how that works. She's going to use an iPad to join the meeting, and there is the Zoom app that's been installed. Now, she usually just joins the meeting, but now that she knows, she's going to sign in and use her Zoom account, email address, and password. And sign in. Now she wants to join a meeting. She needs to have the meeting ID and join. Meeting passcode. Not every meeting has a passcode, but this one does. And not every meeting makes you stay in a waiting room first, but this one does. The host has let her in. Now Zoom has a couple more questions for her to connect to audio. Tap there. I want to see the whole gallery view, so I tap the screen and switch to gallery view. But now let's go look at our meeting from my point of view. And notice now that Alice has her photo rather than just her name. Sweet.
An extra little piece to that, what if Alice wasn't using the app where it said join or sign in? What if she just clicked a link to get to a meeting? Well, then, whether or not she comes in with her account profile or not depends on whether she's logged in at zoom.us. So lots of factors here, lots of factors. So we've covered joining a meeting. We've covered managing how you see the meeting. We've covered managing how you are seen, turn your camera, your display name, your backgrounds, and your avatar. Now, just a word about chat and reactions. Let me demonstrate. I don't think I even have a slide on this. Do I? No. So let me go back to my Zoom meeting. And chat is just wonderful. It's right here on a computer. On a mobile device, you have to tap the screen and then probably the 3 dots before you see chat. If I click on chat, a panel opens up. I can say something to everyone, and you just press enter and it goes out to everyone, and they'll get a little notification on their screen and they'll see it in chat. Or, and here's a wonderful thing, if you click on the down arrow, you will see everybody in this meeting. And if I choose Kokopelli and type a message here, that message will only be going to Kokopelli. Now, how do you close this window? As I said in that little video, don't click that X. That will leave the meeting. It does ask for confirmation, but the down arrow and close. So that's chat. The other way to communicate is with what's called reactions. Down here, reactions. And if I put a thumbs up, that's all it does. It just means without interrupting and saying any words, I'm giving a thumbs up to the speaker. Or I can give a heart saying, oh, I love that. You know, that's all these reactions are, except for the hand. That's a little bit different. Raise hand. Notice that it moved me to the top left corner. That's very important, especially in meetings that have 3 and 4 screens full of gallery view. Raising hand puts you all the way up to the top left, raises a hand, and the person in control of the meeting knows to call on you. You have something to ask. Then after you've asked your question, make sure to lower hand so that they know they don't have to call on you again. So that is the reactions and the chat. And last, I just have to show you screen share on an iPhone. I think this is so cool. For those of us teachers who want to be able to show an iPhone up on a big screen, projecting a Zoom meeting, I think is the way to do it. Because here I am on an iPhone, it is connected to that same Zoom meeting. If I tap the screen, I see share content. Just like there's a share screen on the computer. And you can share all sorts of stuff. You can share specific things. But if you just want to share what's on your screen, you tap screen. Now, if you were doing this on an Android, it would just start. On an iPhone, you have just one extra step, start broadcast. Okay, I am now sharing my screen, and to prove it, I want to go back over to the Zoom meeting, and you can see that I can share Google Photos. I need to tell it to not show my icon on here. Well, yeah. So you are now seeing, how do I get rid of that? You have to just keep pressing buttons, you know? There was a day when you absolutely could not show Google Photos on a big screen. Now, using Zoom and share screen, you can. And of course, you can show anything else as well, like your Kindle books or your settings. If you want to explain to somebody what to do with their settings on an iPhone, you can do that. I don't know how to get rid of this guy. Oh, well. I'll have to keep playing with that one. Something more to learn, but sharing a screen from an iPhone to a Zoom meeting. Cool. And I think that's it.
You do?
I do.
Okay. Well, let me get a few of these other comments. And let's see. Yeah, the Rinskys and Steve, Honey, Norman, Huey, good to see you. We're not conflicting with Huey's show today.
Yeah.
Illinois, okay. Andy, over 140 individual meeting settings.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's, yeah.
There's so many settings to learn.
Okay, Joanne. Oh, there's the question. What causes type of dubbing when the lips are moving, but they don't match the words? So if things are out of sync and
all I can say that is I see it on all sorts of platforms.
Oh yeah, even the news programs, the national networks do it, and we don't have any control over that. The only time we have any control is if it's something that's pre-recorded and we can shift the sound on that.
But I agree with Andrew that it's usually to do with bandwidth.
Yeah, bunch of settings. Joel liked the show, sharing it with a lot of folks. That's good to know. All right, we already did that one. And one more. Can the Button Show live transcript be saved like Zoom? Yes. The Button Show transcript can be saved.
Well, not the button, the after. You know, a Zoom meeting transcript can be saved just like a chat.
The Button Show transcript is done on, our Button Show is on StreamYard, but it's on YouTube afterwards. So, yeah, however you get it from there. So
I don't know. There's so many things.
Okay, but do you want to learn more? There's all kinds of ways to get more resources for learning besides Geeks on Tour. And yeah.
The Zoom website itself has a marvelous support screen. If you just go to zoom.us, you'll see support in the upper right-hand corner. But if you want more training, next slide, we recommend our friend Betsy Sabatini Coyne, and she has courses and videos and all sorts of stuff for Zoom experts. Check out her Facebook page. Just go to Facebook and search for Zoom experts. You will find Betsy there, and you can learn lots more.
Okay, Andy wants to know if there are any special tips for Zoom on Chromebooks.
I started doing a whole segment on Chromebooks, but obviously we can't. The main thing is that it's not an Android app. It's not a web. It is a PWA, a progressive web app that you need in order to get onto a Zoom call with Chromebooks. And you get that by going to your Play Store. So they've cleaned it up a bit now. You don't have 3 different choices. If you just go to your Play Store on a Chromebook, find the Zoom app, you will probably have the right one. And then it works almost exactly like the PC. I haven't done any real side-by-sides yet. There's a few features missing, but they're catching up. So Chromebook is a great way to join a Zoom meeting.
Okay. Here's a good one. I hope I'm never invited to a Zoom meeting.
Oh, they're wonderful. I mean, we have business meetings with them, but we also have happy hours with friends in England and in Arizona and in Australia. We sit there and sip our wine and chat, and it's as if we're around the table together.
Yep.
I love it. I am so impressed with how well Zoom works.
And
so
there are other ones out there. Don't be afraid. It's something that we highly recommend, and you'll have fun when you do it. Well,
yeah.
Did you learn something? We have some questions for you. To join a Zoom meeting, which of these do you not need? Device with camera and microphone. B, internet connection. C, Zoom account. D, meeting ID. Or E, Zoom app.
You don't need a Zoom account.
Okay.
Everything else you do, but it's all just there.
Oops. Got ahead of myself. Gallery view is when you see all the Hollywood squares. When one person takes up the biggest part of the screen, that's called what? A, main stage, B, speaker view, or C, keynote view?
B, speaker view.
True or false, to show an avatar when your camera is off rather than your name, you must have a Zoom account.
True. That's the one because it's your account profile photo, which will show up there if you're logged in.
Okay, if you don't see the controls like microphone, icon, what do you do?
Well, they try to clean up your screen so they disappear, especially on mobile devices. You have to tap the screen, then they'll appear. On the computer, depending on your settings, they might disappear, in which case you just need to wiggle your mouse. So it's tap the screen or wiggle your mouse to make them appear.
Okay, you can participate in a Zoom meeting using laptops, desktops, smartphones, or tablets, and tablets. Choose your choice.
So all of the above,
except
with
maybe
one caveat.
If you're on a desktop that does not have an external microphone and camera, you can't participate.
Yeah, you might have to buy an additional.
And they're not expensive. You can get a USB camera has built-in microphones, and then you have something that you can move around, and it works really well. Okay, I want to remind you about the Backstage Pass for premium members, you guys that are here. If you want to become a member, you can do that at geeksontour.com. So Chris sent out an email notice earlier
today,
with the link for this Backstage Pass, and you can also find that on our webpage. Sign up for our newsletters, geeksontour.com/news, and we promise not to abuse your email address. It's just so we can keep in touch with you and you can see what we're doing. So members, get all of our books, become a premium member, subscribe to this channel, like us on Facebook, do all of those things. Chris, what's the webpage that lists all of our YouTube shows?
geeksontour.com. Then you click on the menu item for YouTube show and you'll see all 240 whatever listed there. You can find any one you want.
And how about the page that lists all of our recent newsletters?
geeksontour.com. The menu item is blogs and news, and you will find a listing of all our 12 years worth of monthly newsletters there.
Okay. And why do people?
I'm tired.
I bet $58 a year to join Geeks on Tour.
Well, there are member benefits. Members get to ask us any question they want in our website Q&A page.
We promise to respond.
We do. You do. But I usually do.
Yeah. If you send us questions in email, they get buried.
Real quick.
And comments on the webpage, we try and get those, but not always. But for premium members, we promise to keep an eye on that
on the forum,
and we will answer you. All right.
And the Backstage Pass is where you get into private meetings with us. You have access to hundreds of Show Me videos and all our ebooks. You get the written notes from these What Does This Button Do shows. And some people join and pay us money just to say thank you for all the stuff we do for free, which is a lot.
Yeah, become a member, geeksontour.com. Join now. Backstage Pass is coming right up. I'll be there in a minute. I'm Jen.
I'm Chris.
And we are Geeks on Tour. Thanks for coming.